Alright, hello. Welcome back to I Might Be Wrong MMA, but this time it's boxing. I'm going to give like a summary of the PFL card, but I feel like this is a pretty decent card, enough for me to cover it. I'm actually looking forward to this card. This is actually a pretty decent card. The main event is the highly touted prospect Moses Itauma, and Dillian Whyte, who's a veteran, who's coming off some kind of A performances. And also Nick Ball and all that is on the card. I'm just going to get straight into it, my predictions for this card. I'm just going to head down to the start. Muhammad Adeleye versus Yumnum Santosh, I believe is how to pronounce it, I don't know. This is a one-sided fight. This is clearly a padded win for Muhammad. I'll probably go KO rounds 3 or 4, probably something like that. Next up, an actually interesting fight. Raymond Ford versus Abraham Nova. This is actually a decent fight to me. I can see this being a good little scrap. I'm going to go Raymond Ford late TKO or a decision. I can see a late TKO though. He does have power in his hands. But moving on. Now, the big guys, heavyweight, pretty much only interesting part of boxing nowadays. In the UK at least. David Adeleye versus Filip Hrgović. I don't see the hype with David Adeleye. I don't know why he got this fight. I don't know why he asked for this fight particularly. I think he's trying to bank on that Hrgović is washed, even though he's not really. He beat Joe Joyce pretty clearly in like a one-sided fight. You know, on short notice, I think it was a week's notice. That's great. He'll be fair for this fight. He'll be able to have more cardio. I see him TKOing Adeleye late, probably rounds 8 to 12. I can see this if it is going. I don't know if it's 10 round fight or 12 round fight. The final 5, I'd say Hrgović gets him. I don't really see. Adeleye is kind of like a one punch fella. He could fluke it with one punch, but Hrgović has a decent chin. I really don't see Adeleye fluking this one with like a one punch knockout. I'm gonna go Hrgović, probably like a beatdown, like a masterclass, and then a late stoppage. Moving on next. I'm going to be real, I don't know who either of these guys are, so I'm just going to skip this one. Nick Ball versus Sam Goodman. Nick Ball, I really don't know how to properly measure him. He's the last British champion right now in all of boxing, which is crazy to say. He's okay, he's good. He's alright. He's the only real win I'd be impressed with. It would be an Inoue win, but like Inoue is like so much lighter than him, and he's begging to get that fight. I'm not really on the Nick Ball hype trend. I do think he wins this fight, but I can see him struggling, and I can see a late TKO or a decision. I don't really. If he does put him out in the first 5, then I'll stand corrected. But I'm not really a huge fan of Nick Ball. I'm just not a fan of his character, per se. He always gets angry in his fights, and he always does something illegal. Like, he kicked, in his last fight, he fought TJ Donaghy, and he properly booted Donaghy in the leg. Like a full force kick. No point deduction, no warning. I think. That kind of rubs me the wrong way, pause. But, I'm gonna go Nick Ball for this fight, but I'm not a huge fan of him. It'd probably be a good scrap anyway, but Nick Ball, I don't see the hype, and I'm not a huge fan, but he'll win this fight. Now, I know that all 4 of you watching this video, because I know everyone subscribed to me, is interested in MMA. I'm sorry, this is just a good card, and I do like this card. Good fights, so I'm going to cover it anyway. Moses Itauma. The big question with him is it just hype, or is it legitimate? He is the force of nature tearing up the heavyweight division. And here's my answer. Here's my opinion, per se. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. I think his only legitimate good win was Dempsey McKean. And he destroyed him, so he didn't really see much, but he did destroy him. So that's how you know he has power in his hands, because Dempsey McKean has a good chin. So Itauma does have legendary power in those hands. But I need to see him against another technical boxer. I would have preferred if it's Moses had fought Hrgović instead of Whyte. I think that would have been a tougher fight for him, because Hrgović is actually a decent technical boxer. Dillian Whyte is just a big power puncher. I see Moses pieced him up for the first 4, and then 5 and 6 I can see him finishing the fight. Dillian Whyte is not what Moses needs now to evolve. I have a funny feeling they're protecting him. I think they're going to protect him. This is not a good fight for him. This is a very one-sided fight. The only chance Dillian Whyte has in this fight is like a fluky knockout. I don't see him outboxing Moses. He's way too old to be outspeeding Moses. Or out, you know what I mean? Like being faster than Moses. Way too old for that. Way too heavy. This is going to be a one-sided fight, I feel. I don't see Moses knocking him out in one round. I don't really see that. I see Dillian Whyte surviving for a while, but I think around 4 to 6, I can see Moses ending it. But if he does knock him out in one round and absolutely styles on him, okay, maybe we have a contender. But still, if they try to feed him Usyk after this fight, he's going to lose. Like, there's no question. Unless he gets a fluky knockout, he's going to lose. He's going to lose unanimously. Probably like 8 rounds to 4, something like that. I can see that happening. He wins the first 4 and then Usyk takes over. He needs the rounds. He needs the experience. And this is not experience for him. This is just another power puncher with a puncher's chance. I feel so sorry because he could be the next world champion. They're just not feeding him proper opponents. But I'm going to go Moses. Rounds 4 to 6 knockout. Potentially. I don't see him knock him out in the first 3. But I do see him getting him middle of the fight. But it will be a beatdown, don't get me wrong, it will be a beatdown. Now, this is a short video. I'm not going to show it on screen, but I'm just going to talk about it. The PFL on tonight, that's happening in like 5 hours, so I'll get this one done quickly. Alfie Davis, I think, is a huge underdog in this fight. I don't really see why. Rabadanov is decent, but I don't see a minus like 12,000 favourite, you know what I mean? I'm gonna go with an upset. I'm gonna go Alfie Davis, probably knockouts rounds 3 or 4. I can really see him fluking this. Like, I think the only I don't really see him outboxing Alfie Davis on the feet. I don't see it. I don't see him wrestling that much either. I think he'll start off boxing, and I think Alfie Davis will catch him. And Alfie Davis has decent takedown defense. I think he can survive till the round's over. So I'm gonna go with Alfie Davis. Why not? And also Liz Carmouche and all that. I don't know. They're about 40 years old. You know, fighting for a women's title in PFL. I'll go Jenna Bishop. You know, I'll go Jenna Bishop. Probably submission or knockout. Probably rounds 4 or 5. That's about it. Yeah, there's no real. Also, Muhammad Ali's grandson is bouncing back from his first loss. That's also a fight on the card. I'm gonna go with him. Knockouts first 2 rounds. I think they're just gonna feed him cans now to get his record up to a 5-1, and then get him up to the big leagues. But yeah, that's about it. Let me know if you want more boxing videos in the future. All about 12 of you watching this. See ya.